Cayman is hot, but at Foster...
Good evening and thank you for joining us for the 9th of 19 candidates forums for the 2021 general election in the Cayman Islands, being hosted by the Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce in association with Foster's. My name is Will Pinot and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the Chamber. I'll serve as panelist and moderator for this evening's forum. I'd like to thank Cayman Brac East candidate Elvis McKeever and thank him for accepting the Chamber's invitation to participate in this forum. Fellow candidate Juliana O'Connor-Conley declined our invitation due to another conflicting commitment. Mr. McKeever, your willingness to appear on the forum this evening demonstrates to voters that you take the democratic process seriously and are ready to respond to a series of questions on the top issues as identified by a recent online Chamber survey. More than 400 responses and more than 200 questions have been submitted via the survey, and these will help to frame the questions for this evening's forum. When the Chamber was established in 1965, the goal was to create an organization that supports, promotes, and protects the interests and welfare of its members and the wider community. Being nonpartisan, we have hosted forums every election year since 1998 election. For 9 elections, we have provided members of the community with an opportunity to hear from their candidates and educate themselves before Election Day. These forums have taken weeks of planning and preparation and would not have been possible without the financial support of our sponsors, Foster's, Affinity Recruitment, Bawden's Legal and Corporate, and DART, so big thank you to each of them. I'd also like to extend a wholehearted thanks to our media partners, Cayman Marl Road, Cayman Life TV, Radio Cayman, Government Information Services, and ICCI-FM for agreeing to broadcast tonight's forum. It is the first time that we have live-streamed the forums on the Internet, and we hope that this new format will enable more people to watch them in the comfort of your home. It is now time to begin this evening's forum, and I'll explain the rules and introduce Mr. McKeever. The rules for tonight's forum are as follows. Mr. McKeever, you'll be asked a series of questions. You'll have 2 minutes to answer each question if you choose to do so. And at the conclusion of the forum, you'll be allowed 2.5 minutes to deliver your closing remarks. And now I'd like to provide some background about Mr. Elvis McKeever. Elvis Jeffrey McKeever is a Cuban and Cayman Brac descendant. He was 62 years old on his last birthday. Mr. McKeever grew up in Grand Cayman, but as a young man, migrated to live with his family in Cayman Brac. He is married and has 3 daughters. Mr. McKeever was a pioneer in the music industry as the lead drummer for the Regeneration Band. This experience has helped shape his platform that advocates for music and arts exposure for the youth. Mr. McKeever is an entrepreneur forming his own construction business, Island Man Construction. Through this business, he pursued property development, building, and renting apartments on Cayman Brac. In 2002, when the moratorium on retail liquor was removed, Mr. McKeever capitalized on the opportunity and developed Island Man Rum Shop. He continues to own and manage Island Man Rum Shop that he grew into a preeminent liquor store on Cayman Brac. Mr. McKeever is a commercial farmer who has helped promote the agricultural sector on Cayman Brac by demonstrating crop potential and marketability. The Agricultural Society has awarded his agricultural efforts. He has helped other farmers develop their potential. In addition to farming the land, Mr. McKeever is an experienced fisherman. Welcome, Mr. McKeever.
Welcome, sir. Thank you.
Well, at this time, we're going to take a short commercial break. And when we come back, we'll begin this evening's round of questioning. Please stay tuned. Welcome back to the Chamber of Commerce Candidates Forum for Cayman Brac East with Mr. Elvis McKeever. The first question in this evening's forum is, why run? Why have you decided to run in this year's election? And why should voters in Cayman Brac East place their trust and confidence in your abilities to represent them?
Well, I decided to run in this election because for a long time, we have been neglected on the Eastern District. And our representative, the Honorable Juliana O'Connor, has neglected her people. I guess when you get in a position for too long, you get too comfortable, and you think, well, I've done this, I've done that, I've done this, but a lot of things that you didn't do, like promoting stuff for the Eastern District, or like rock climbing and all that. We could get that done. Now somebody else come and do it. And the Eastern District needs truthful representation. Somebody that dealing with the people. And right now, we need to free up. But my topic is about the marijuana, and we need another pillar of our economy, like gambling, casinos, because the whole world is doing this, and we need to change. We need to stop taxing our people for revenue. We can do something else besides taxing the people. Thank you, sir.
Okay, the next question we're going to deal with is a question dealing with national issues. And so I'll ask you, what 2 or 3 national issues would you seek to address if elected?
Well, one of them is insurance. The insurance companies have came here and handpicked the healthy people and left out the indigenous Caymanians that need, when you're old is when you need help, And we can't depend on any of you. That is a handout. We need to start another economy, like that we can get money to give these people the insurance. Our biggest problem is, look at health insurance and your house insurance. You mean to tell me you have to get health insurance, your house insurance, and the rates that we charge? It's unreal, unbelievable. We have to do something. These insurance companies, we have to tell them, you are insuring these people at a reasonable price, or you don't do business in the Cayman Islands. Plain and simple. You're not handpicking what you want. Those days are gone. We have to stop that. Serious thing. Really. Thank you.
Okay, the next issue that we're going to talk about that'll be addressed is constituency, where you live. What project or program would you champion for the residents of Cayman Brac East if elected?
Well, I want a marina. My dream is to see a marina on the eastern side of Cayman Brac. There's a place up there we call Long Beach. The water out there is 15 feet out in front of it. There's no reef to be destroyed. We could dig in there, do a basin, and any size yacht could come up there, 50 to 60 feet easy, and leave a natural breakwater go up through there. It would be beautiful and then stay occasionally go up the bluff. And hopefully, one of these days, we'll have a beautiful hotel there with casinos in it. You know, that is my thing. And the housing, we need to build some houses in the Eastern District to get people to move back to the Eastern District. The government has land up there. Let's use it. And if we build houses in the Eastern District, if government build no houses, but we need to have our people with that. All of the houses should come with solar panels to ease up on the electricity bill. We need to start going green, thinking green, and doing something like that in the Eastern District. So we can get, because the more houses we get out there, the business will come back to the Eastern District. I took a chance on the Eastern District with my business, and I'm doing good. I might be doing as good as done down in the West, you know, the main hub of the island, but I'm surviving. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So then the next issue we'll raise for you is the issue of cost of living. And the question is, the cost of living topped the Chamber survey as the most concern in this year's election. What strategies would you propose to lower the cost of living for all residents in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman?
Well, Mr. Well, if you look, and I say this on the talk show for years now, you can get a Rolex duty-free, fine leather duty-free, crystal wine, glasses, and all that duty-free. But baby food is 22% on things to feed your children. Hey, something is wrong with that. You're taxing the food for your children, and the rich people that can buy the fancy goods, they don't have to be nothing. The taxes on our food product has to be completely overhauled. And another thing, the gas companies, everything moves by fuel. And the government needs to go to these people and say, listen, this is the price that you can sell here for. And off-rig, that needs to be completely rewrapped, dismantled, changed up. It has no backbone. You know, I listened to Mr. Pearson there with the people from the petroleum company talking about when we buy it here, when we do it. I don't want to hear that. I want to see how much you pay for it, and this is how much you're selling it for. If you don't want to do that, there's always other places to go. But you ain't going nowhere because money's here. People that see money, they ain't going and leave it. Trust me on that, my friend. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. So the next question we'll deal with is coalition. So many candidates in this year's election have identified themselves as independent. So if elected, would you be prepared to join a coalition or group or party? And which ministry or position in the new government would you want to fill based on your skills and qualifications?
The premier seat. That's the one I want to fill. No, I can tell you something. When it comes to joining any group of people, because I know if elected, I have to work with someone, some group, somewhere. But I can tell you now, and I telling all of them that's running, if I cross the line, and if I don't see things up front for my Cayman, like legalizing marijuana, for people to grow it, legalizing casinos in lottery, so we can make money to send children on scholarships and all that, and mandatory training for Caymanian. If you not got that on your agenda, trust me, and at the whole meeting with me, and you not got them things, are you afraid that the church people this or this? Listen, we come to lead this country. If we can lead, do the best for the people. You can't please this little group and that little group. No, Cayman have to come first with Elvis, Jeffrey, McKeever. Is my people first or nobody at all? This is Cayman. This is Caymanian. Everybody can come here and live good. Why wrong with the Caymanian living good? Why we must be in line to beg food, to beg a light bill? No. Something that changed. That's been going on too long, and it's only getting worse in my eyesight. Thank you.
Well, thank you as well. At this time, we're going to take a short break so that to show some of our sponsors support messages. So just stay with us. We'll be right back with the next round of 5 questions. Welcome back to the Chamber of Commerce Candidates Forum for Cayman Brac East. The next round of questions we're going to begin, and the first question deals with revitalizing the Cayman Brac East economy. So the question, Mr. McKeever, is, what are your ideas about revitalizing the economy of Cayman Brac and Little Cayman?
Well, the ganja industry, for sure, that could bring in hundreds of jobs. Just, when I talk about marijuana, people just think, oh, smoking and drinking. Listen, this is one of the major growing industries in the world. Okay? Now we are importing marijuana extracts, and we can grow here year round. You'll have farmers having jobs. You'll have trimmers having jobs. You'll have people in the laboratory making the oil. You'll have people, when the doctors will be employed. You'll have people in stores selling it. The tourists would love to come. We got tourists come from all over the world where this thing is legal. And they got hide in their room, threaten if somebody got harass them on their vacation. And that is green. That is a green thing here. And like I said, a marina up on the east end, that would do wonders for us in the fishing tournament. Because a lot of those guys won't come here. But nobody won't come in a nice boat and hit the prop and ruin their vacation, their weekend thing. And the casinos, I would say, they're giving commissions or concessions to stuff on 7 Mile Beach. Anybody that build a nice little 50-bedroom hotel on the bluff, or anyway, that's on the bluff on the eastern side, you get a casino license. That's my take on that, sir. Thank you.
So the next question we're going to deal with is the issue of the school system and education in the BRAC. So what are your views on the school system in Cayman BRAC? Is it adequate, or what improvements would you recommend?
Well, the system on our 3 islands is inadequate. It's failing our children because we preach about getting the children to college, getting them jobs. Listen, our education system is only staring at the high achievers, right? The high achievers will make it. That's what we call them, high achievers, you know. The one that is falling behind, that not high achievers, in all of this construction work that's going on around here, we need plumbers, carpenters, sheetrock mason, painters, landscaper. Landscaping is not just chopping down trees, you know. It's an art, you beautifying place. We need to get our young people in there, mechanics, right? Engineers, electricians. But we are not teaching our people that. You know what we say? Oh, well, that one belongs this one. You can't teach them nothing because they're not going to manage, so you throw them on the wayside. So you know where they hit it? Down the road to northward. So they don't get a job. But the smoke a stick of ganja, can't get no job. Then the foreign police law come up. They got a record, so that's ruined. And they've done it to thousands of our young people. And they continue to do it. All they talk about farming. Every school should have big old grow boxes from the daycare center to the graduation in high school. Everyone should be learning to grow something. Appreciate it when you plant a seed and you watch it grow. You are thinking about tomorrow, right? I planted trees that I thought, well, I might live to see them. I have to eat something off of it. But what? My grandchildren will. That's how I look at that. Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you. So the next question, we're going to move into the subject of the tourism reopening. So what is your position on reopening the borders to stay over tourists or visitors from abroad?
Well, we have to open sooner or later, we know that. But we have to be very, very careful, and we have to follow the science. You know, we have to follow the science, that we know what's happening in different parts of the world, how it's being controlled in our main area where our tourists is coming from. You know, and I see things that I've been reading and stuff that, you know, you can get a test rate on the airport or something for like rapid test, they call it, for like $200, you know? And stuff like that, we will have to watch which airline, you know, will do that kind of stuff, that we can reopen safely, because I can say this now, the premier, he's done a beautiful job in taking care of people like that. And I take off my hat for that. But we have to open, but we have to be very careful. And all like the cruise ship, now I know you got a lot of people dependent on that, but that is the part of the cake right there. We have to be very careful with the cruise. But we can handle the stayovers because that's where the money is. Right now, we need to focus 95% on stayover. And all the people that it was in the cruise, move them over to the stayover. Whoever's on permits that's there, hello, you have to go home. These Caymanians, we need jobs. And that is my take on that. We have to move with caution, but we have to open. It's a must. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you. And now we're going to move on to a subject that you've kind of talked about already, but maybe you can elaborate on it. It's the decriminalization of marijuana. So Jamaica permits the use of cannabis for medicinal and religious purposes and decriminalized it in 2015. Rastafarians can possess cannabis in unlimited quantities without any restrictions in Jamaica. Would you support a similar action for the Cayman Islands?
No. I want full legalization. When I was begging for that, I want full legalization for medicinal purposes, full legalization for recreational purposes for adults. Okay? The same drinking age, you're adult, that's when you can purchase recreational marijuana. And another thing that I want, and I will be pushing it whether I get in or not, and I hope that whoever has the guts to do this, when it is legalized for them, the board, the members of the board that grant the license shall be Caymanian with previous conviction for marijuana, whether they be Rastafarian, baldhead, or whatever, once they're a Caymanian. Because we're not making the big corporation like what they're doing in Jamaica now, you know. They're pushing the farmers out that were hiding in the hills. I was hiding up on the bluff, planting ganja, and people was enjoying it. I was enjoying it, right? I suffered for it. You know, it break up my farming thing. Because my wife was sick of me going to prison, and I was hidden for it again. So I want full legalization, and the small farmers like me, we know the big people are coming in, but we can be the one give them the license. If not a big corporation coming take over after I fight so hard for years and years and been punished by society, punished by people. No. We can control the marijuana. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And so the next question is the 10th question, and then we're going to take a break after it. We talk about the environment. So what do you regard as the highest risk to the Cayman Brac and Little Cayman's natural environment, and what measures would you recommend to address this risk?
Well, we don't have overdevelopment, not yet. And we have a risk to our environment for people fishing from our shore, different nationalities, and they're taking our little small, they eat not the nurseries, they're doing the same thing, Cayman, you know? And they're depleting, they are depleting our natural resources. Because when the come season is open, it's a free-for-all. Lobster season, the free-for-all. The wet season, you know, these things have to be for Caymanian. I am sorry. Welcome to my island. When you're one of the tourists, you can't fish unless you're going to charter. Right? You pay a Caymanian, take you out. Welcome to my island on your work permit. Enjoy yourself. Make all the money you want. If you want fish, you have to buy it from a local. You want conch, lobster, you have to buy it. from the local. You cannot take it. That is working on our natural resources and our environment. That's part of the environment, a big part, because, you know, we grew up, then we could go down to the bay, catch a little mango, a jack and thing, and that can soon be done, because what's happening, when other people eat it out, they're not stopping them. It look like everybody's afraid of them. You know who they can stop? The poor Cayman, and they got pressured the laws that he can't get nothing because they're too afraid to look at the tourists or the work permit holder and say, sorry, you can't do it anymore. Sorry. But our politician, spineless. They're spineless, I don't know, spineless. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you very much. We've gone through the first 10 questions. At this time, we're going to take a short commercial break. And when we return, we'll have the next round of 5 questions for Mr. Elvis McKeever. Please stay tuned. Welcome back to the Chamber of Commerce Candidates Forums for Cayman Brac East. We're here with Mr. Elvis McKeever, one of the candidates for that constituency. Gone through the first 10 questions. We're now going on to the next round of 5 questions. We'll begin with health insurance. So health insurance premiums continue to increase annually for many businesses, and especially for persons who reach retirement age. What improvements, if any, would you propose to make health insurance more affordable for businesses and retirees?
Well, like I said before, that we have to stop these insurance companies in here from handpicking. This cynical business was started because our members of parliament or MLAs years ago sat back at a lobster tail with the insurance people and said, listen, this is what you do. Farm cynical for the poor Caymanian. We want the rich help the people. And that's how we go. No, these people have to insure everybody, whether we form a national insurance or whatever we have to do. But insurance have to be lowered in this island, these islands. And it comes back to telling these people, listen, this is the situation. You're making tons of money. And the people of Cayman Island is being treated unfair. Look, I got paid $200 a month because I got pressure, right? That don't cover my glasses, my dental. For me to get my teeth fixed now, and I need it. That's over $5,000. I can't afford it. You know, it's we got to do something with the insurance companies. We got to put them in the business. Listen, you want to operate in the Cayman Island? This is how you will operate. All right? Here's the plan. There's a lot of people that come here that would love to open business here. You see? But we are just letting them handpick. Does they ever come here? Oh, you don't have enough Caymanian? Don't worry about them. The government take care of them. They can beg from the government. No. Some other stand up to these people and say, listen, this is how we go. You do this, or you don't operate here. Plain and simple. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Next, we'll move on to affordable housing. So the Cayman Islands has one of the highest GDPs per capita, but the Caymanian dream of purchasing and building a home seems to be slipping away. So what strategies would you support or propose to ensure that there's affordable housing for residents?
Well, sir, we have the tourist industry. And the reason that the Caymanians are kept out of that and there's money there because the wages says $4.50 US an hour, and the tip says you're making $15 to $20 an hour. And the banks do not recognize that. So that is what is stopping the Caymanian from being eligible to get a house. And that is this is designed. It's not a mistake, you know. This is designed to keep Caymanians out of the tourist industry. They don't want the black Caymanian dealing with the white rich tourists. They figure they might get a little partner job with them. They can help themselves up in the world. That's what it is. Well, I'm not elected yet, but the elected members are supposed to go to the bank and say, listen, this is what this person making, and you average it out. Don't tell me, well, you can't do it because this year you might get it. No, you do an average per month, per year. I know bartenders, friends of mine from Europe, America, Canada. They make $100,000 a year tip. The Caymanian can do that too. But they are not given a chance because how these people can come and live in condos and the Caymanian living in shops? That's how they could get homes for them where the money is, in the tourist industry. And another thing I know for sure, where they could get their home is planting marijuana and selling that legally. Yeah. That's my take on that one.
Thank you. We'll move now on to the subject of the cruise industry. So what are your views on the future of the cruise industry in the Cayman Islands, and would you support allowing cruise ships to visit the sister islands?
Cruise ship in the sister islands is a joke. Straight up joke. Cayman back and they came on, be setting into the prevailing winds. Right? Very rare that you have that a cruise ship can come here and let our passengers. Georgetown has a big lead, 5 miles. So if it's blowing 25 miles an hour from the east, southeast, northeast, or east, Georgetown is calm. Coming back is into the wind, it's rough on all 2 sides. That's a myth. And it's not feasible to adopt. But cruise, I mean, I tell people, never call Georgetown a cruise. Georgetown, but Cayman is designed the way it is by nature, and Cayman by the way it is. We're not designed for cruise here. But we are designed to stay over. We got beautiful diving, we got beautiful nature trails, hiking, rock climbing, which ain't going nowhere. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. But about the cruise, my friend, my Caymanians, my Cayman brothers, be real. Ask all the sailors that we got here. How much time the cruise ship come in that they just got sail on by? And the companies don't sail the same. They don't make any sense. Sometimes you get a little cruise here with 50, 60 people, and then they will spend no money. They've been on that ship for all around Cuba, all around in places. They don't spend any money. That's how I've seen it. And I've been down there when the cruise ship come. So that ain't no good for the Cayman Bra. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna be viable, feasible, whatever. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you. And then we deal with the next subject was the civil partnerships. So what are your views on the recently enacted Civil Partnership Act?
Well, the world, I was talking about, the world not changing, The world had criminals from the beginning. Adam and Eve had criminals, and gay's been there from creation. They write about it in the Bible. I never hear God saying anything about it now. But man wrote the Bible. So those people, they have their right. And the sad part about it, I never heard no gay person robbing nobody. They walking, they building their houses, they driving the car, they spending money, they minding their own business. But everybody run them down. But I would rather see gays married. I don't want them down in public kissing and things like that. Because I don't want nobody doing that. Better the gay or not. But I tell you one thing, they're not as much hurt to our society is that what these fathers, they call themselves baby father, and they have 3 baby mothers, that the government feeding your children, making your children big. And honor the one that's running down the gas on a sick steam on it. Them gas not sick enough. It's honor the children and stop worrying about the gas. The gas not doing anything. And the children getting in trouble, stealing, kind of won't help them. That's what I got worried about. Thank you, sir.
Okay, the next subject we'll move in is the idea of population growth and its impact on the Cayman Islands. So we keep hearing about increasing the population to 100,000 people and even further development. So what measures would you recommend so that Caymanians benefit from a growing economy?
Well, like I said before, the immigration law has been watered down to protect the business interest. You gonna tell me that you're gonna get a business and you say that you may train Caymanian? No. That word has to read shall. must, will, whatever beside me. Yeah? And if you don't train Cayman, if you don't want to train Caymanian, you don't want Caymanians to work with you, go somewhere else. Although the plane is locked, the island is locked down, but you can find your way home or find your way somewhere else. The immigration law needs to be changed, that you shall hire Caymanian, and anybody that is found hiring illegal workers, and that's what the problem with us illegal workers, that your license be suspended for 6 months. I don't care, you could own the biggest construction company in the Cayman Islands, or you only got 4 people hired, be shutting you down for 6 months. Then you're going to realize, you know something, I'm in Cayman making money and living good. I really got to do better by the Caymanian people, you know. And you see, one of the reasons, but it got to come up. You know why they don't want the payroll tax? You know why they don't want that? Because you can't put on the form that you're paying $10 an hour, and in reality you're paying 8 or 6, or you're not paying nothing at all. Every month your payroll thing has to go in there. That you can't steal the people that work hard for their money. That's what we need, sir. That, things like that. Thank you.
Okay, we've gone through 15 questions so far. We have one more round of questions. One more round of questions before we ask for your closing remarks. So please stay tuned. We're going to take a short commercial break. We'll be right back after these messages. Candidates Forum for Cayman Brac East. We're here this evening with Mr. Elvis McKeever, one of the candidates for Cayman Brac East. Now reached the stage in the forum where we've the final round of questions. And so we'll start this round with a question about financial services. So given that financial services is critical to the island's economy, if elected, how would you respond to the FATF gray listing and the European Union's intention to blacklist us, even though we have met most of their requirements?
Well, it's like this, sir. I've been keep on hearing about this blacklist, white list, and gray list. We will never come off the blacklist or the gray list or get on the white list, because we have an industry that the people that is working against us to put us on this blacklist, they want to sink our industry, plain and simple. So every time you meet something, they move the goalpost. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know, but we need some serious people with broad education or something. Say, look here, we are meeting all of the demand, and we ain't going any further. I mean, it has to be stopped somewhere, because the people that are pressuring us, they're not well regulated like us. So they are pressuring us to open up this and do that, but they're not doing it. So what they're trying to do is just let us keep going and oh, you're on the black list, you gotta get on the gray list, you gotta get on the white list, until there's nothing at all there. I mean, that's how I see it. Cayman, every time they come up with something else, and we do it. Then, oh, you're not doing it this way, I'm not doing it. I don't know, sir, I really am still want to go, but like I said, the goalpost keeps slipping, and we have to find some way to stop that. You know, and that's the best I can answer that one, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we'll turn now to one of the topics I think you may have even addressed earlier, but the subject is a national lottery. The introduction of a national lottery has been discussed for many years as a way of funding education and infrastructure. So what's your view on introducing a national lottery?
Yeah, but I'm for the national lottery all the way, because I know this for a fact. Every plane that goes to Miami, somebody is sending money to buy the Florida lottery. It's been happening from the mail days. They used to post. I know people from Cayman Brac used to post the things to Miami, wherever, the Malta lottery and all that. Money's going out the island. Why make the money stay here? The taxes off of it, funding the education, dealing with infrastructure, and help with insurance for the elderly. I mean, that's a simple thing, and I don't understand why none of the politicians that been there, what are they afraid of? The churches does raffle. It's gambling in the name of God. The Rotary Club does it. It's gambling in the name of charity. I mean, it's here. It's here. What you got people that is selling numbers in Cayman, making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year illegally. All money for them. Do you think that they would think it hard to pay a fee? Eh? No, they wouldn't think it hard. They can still make their money. Eh? And it's going to be legal. The government will be getting something back. Oh, well, let's say you lose your money on it and you have to go to NIU or your child needs something, at least you get that out. Yeah, it's time for us to open up our mind. Like this lottery thing is some big, we can't. What are we scared of? What are we scared of? It's lottery. Plain simple. Thank you, sir.
Okay, we'll move on to the Constitution and talk about reform. So would you support a constitutional provision that allows for electors of a constituency to recall their elected member of parliament? Why or why not?
Well, that's wait a minute. I don't know how you would really do that. A by-election, you mean like call like a by-election? Well, I don't think the people should, well, they have the right to vote in, but it would have to be the members of parliament that your people go to and say, listen, this guy is doing wrong. We need to get him out of there. We want your support in parliament. You know, you love him, all the district. And if they see so fit that he needs to come out, then they do it. And if they don't do it, then the next election, you love it, their constituency to vote them out. That's just like this election now. It was called all for one reason. Because none of the members wanted to vote against Big Mac. None of them. That's what this election is all, you know. Plain and simple. The people of West Bay couldn't call that up, you know. But the people that we elected could say, Mr. Bush, you have to step down from the Speaker House. We can't move you, but you have to step down. But instead of doing that, they took the coward way out. That's called election. Oh, Lord, we elected some cowards in this country, boy. I don't know how that might take on that one.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Next one is to deal with the youth. And it's, what do you regard as the top two issues facing our youth of today? And how do you intend to address these concerns if you're elected?
Well, one of the biggest things that facing our youth is police record for simple marijuana. Now, we live in a marijuana culture. I remember when Bob Marley wanted to come here and play. They said, no, Rasta man can't come in here. You smoke weed. We don't want our children into that. When you walk up now, you know the Rasta, but they got to hear, right? And because of that, we won't give them a job. We are failing the children because we throw the children away, you know. Listen, I'm going to tell you what I know. I grew up in this thing, you know. Oh, you see, I understand? He's not bad, he's smart, he's a pretty good little captain, but oh, he like that ganja boy. And he hang out with them boy. Then you hear him, oh, those one smoke weed, no, don't give him no job. Oh, no, he smoke ganja, don't give him no job. And we throwing our away. Remember I tell you about the high achievers? They can make it. But the ones that we throw away is the ones that need help. We need to help those that are falling through the cracks, through simplicity, through ignorance, because you family to this one, or you belong to this one, or don't help them. So what are you going to do with them? You going to jail them forever? You going to keep them locked out of society? You going to build gated communities? That's what you're going to do with them? Listen, they ain't going nowhere, you know. I told somebody this sticky out. When I came out of prison, they opened the key and let me out of there, you know. The foreign prisoner, when he got out, he going to there, wouldn't go away. When they let me out, Elvis met back Georgetown to be the same hooligan, bad to the bone. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And then the final question for this evening deals with the marine environment. And several local species of fish that we love to eat are on their way to extinction from overfishing. So will you support increasing the funding for the Department of Environment to enhance marine parks enforcement to restore this precious aspect of our tourism attraction, our food reserve, and our new sand production?
Yes. Like I say, I believe in preserving. One, I just told you, stop tourists and work permit holders from taking on marine life. In all boats in the Cayman Islands should pay a registration fee. Okay? You got your little 18-foot boat, 12-foot boat, you pay $25 a year. You got a number. If you go missing, it's for your own good. You know the marine, the Coast Guard, no, look here. Elvis went out in his boat, his tag number, blah, 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 radio card. And you're there. In all of these big, beautiful boats that we have down here, they're not owned by Cayman. You got them owned by Cayman. You pay a fee. If the small man pay $50 a year, $25 a year, you keep stepping it up. If you got $2-3 million boat, you can license it the Cayman Islands for $1,000 a year. Hello. You got a nice place up there. They had to run from the hurricane up in the North Sound there. I am sure that the people that have those type of boats, they wouldn't mind paying that. I am sure that, and that would go toward funding the enforcement for the Marine. And another thing, if we legalize marijuana, all of that money that the Coast Guard is burning up, chasing canoes from Jamaica, that can go toward policing our marine park. Am I right or wrong? That's how I look at that. We're wasting money that we don't have to. Take the load out of the police and put the effort somewhere else to protect our natural resources. That's what we need to do with that, sir. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Mr. McKeever. We've gone through 20 questions. You've done a great job in getting through all these questions. And so right now what we're going to do is going to take a short commercial break. And when we return, we're going to have some closing remarks from Mr. Elvis McKeever. Please stay tuned. Welcome back to the Chamber of Commerce Candidates Forum for Cayman Brac East. We have concluded the questions for this evening, and now I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Elvis McKeever for some closing remarks. Mr. McKeever?
Yeah, well, first of all, I would like to thank the Chamber and all its members for giving me this opportunity, to answer the question that I feel. I hope I've done pretty good at the best I could do. And I'm looking forward to representing the people of the Cayman Island, Cayman Brac East. I thought about it for a long time because it's something, a lot of people look at me and say, "Oh, Elvis, you joking," And it wasn't an easy decision because I know it's not an easy road in front of me. But I think when I put my mind to do something, I can get it done. I have faith in myself. A lot of people gave up on me, but I never gave up on myself. Never. I have never gave up on myself. And I don't give up on people. I always look for the good in people. And right now, I am looking for the good in the people of Cayman Brac East. I want your support. I need your support. And I promise, I will be a good representative. I will represent you with honesty. Definitely. And everything. At the best of my ability. And I am having my opening meeting, the spot there, Saturday evening at 7 to 7:30. And I want all the island, all over the island, come out and listen to my meeting, listen to what I have to say. Those of you that didn't, tune in, I guess they might have it recorded too, I'm not sure. But I'm asking all of the people from East, please support me. I need your support. I need your vote. And I can guarantee you, if I get your vote and I cross the finish line, Elvis Jeffrey McKeever will not let you down. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mr. Elvis McKeever. And so on behalf of the Chamber Council and staff, I certainly want to thank you, Mr. McKeever, for participating in this evening's forum. So I trust that the forum will help to inform voters when they go to the polls on the 14th of April. I'd also like to thank Foster's for their major sponsorship of the Chamber's candidates forums, as well as Affinity Recruitment, Boden's Legal and Corporate, and DART. If you're interested in viewing more of those Growth Matters videos series that have been playing during the commercial breaks, you can access them through growthmatters.ky. So please join me tomorrow evening as we welcome Maxine McCoy-Moore from the constituency of Cayman Brac West and Little Cayman. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you join us tomorrow evening at the same time. Good night.